Welcome back to Sorta Sophisticated, people. I'm Pete, and with me, as always, is Amanda.
Hey, everybody.
And this is the podcast where we dive into topics that we think make you more cultured. Am I right? I don't know. But really, it probably just helps to give you some cool conversation starters.
It
right?
totally does.
Yeah,
and today, we're doing something a little different than usual. We're going to do a little 3-part series on how to get more cultured and curious.
I love that. Let's go. Oh, my God. I love that. Okay, I have a question, though. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love your stories because they're really good. But you have to explain what this all has to do with, like, immigrating to the United States. Because Amanda asked you about an hour ago, like, so why America? And you went through this whole thing, and I loved it. So now get us on track and talk to me a little bit about how you got here.
So like I told you, I decided on my own about 14, 15 that not in Argentina, because I was already split. I was, half European, half Argentinian. I didn't really know much about the Argentinian
And you
culture.
were about to become half American.
And
that's 3 halves.
And I said, right.
That's a very large person.
A third, and a third.
Holy shit. That's 150%. Okay, go ahead.
So I go, okay, well, in a year or two, I was going to graduate from high school. I have to look for a university that will take me. Amanda, the universities in Argentina, all of them, because by that time, the militaries had stepped back, but this new era of Marxism-Leninism came into play. They called it socialism. But just as the fall leaves in the middle of a park, all of the universities had tracts, pamphlets, paper. All of the professors had long Fidel Castro beards. You could not get an education unless you were leaning left. And I said, that's not what my parents left. My parents left Russia just because of that, right? And I said, that's not my place. Yeah. So knowing what America was doing for us, for our community, I said, I think I want to leave Argentina because I didn't choose to
go there,
be born there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so my only out was at that age, because I'm, under 18, was to go to my mom and dad and say, just like my 3 brothers ahead of me were missionaries and preachers and pastors, I want to be in the ministry too. Just to get out and go to a Baptist seminary in the United States. So I went to an American missionary, Lyle Eggleston. Will never forget his name.
Change your life.
Cheers to Lyle Eggleston.
And he knew me, and he knew that I was also.
I would have never have met you if it wasn't for good old Lyle.
I know. So he goes, I think I can get you a student visa to go to Baptist seminary in the United States. And I said, that's my ticket. I want to be a preacher.
Preacher man.
Hey.
You know what, dude?
Get me the visa.
By the way, all these years later, you would have been an excellent preacher. I mean, you did some preaching, don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, you're that good.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm not a minister, right?
Alex, you can tell a story like nobody else.
By vocation, right. I guess I am.
Did you come to SoCal or no?
So no.
Where'd you go?
No.
You're too far. You need to push your pot a little closer so you can get closer to that. Yeah. Better. This should be okay.
Go ahead, Alex. So did
when
you come to SoCal?
So no, when I decided to come here on a student visa, obviously Argentina was going through 1,500% inflation, hyperinflation. So it was impossible to live there. I guess on the second session we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
Because the other half of my life, almost at the same time, was that I also became a political agitator in high school.
Oh.
So I got blacklisted.
You just covered all the bases.
I got blacklisted.
Stop. Time out. We're not going to go back to high school in the second part.
Okay,
So if you're going to tell the story, you're going to tell the story. But otherwise, no, because we're going to move on. You're already married by that time. And we're already talking about like.
Oh no, this is before I got married. Before
I
came
understand
here.
that,
Yeah.
but Alex, like
The second part is.
So I just let's level set. Time out. Stop. So here's what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's 1976. 18 years old. I remember I said, 14, 15, I said, I want
Wait, you were born in 56, so you're 20 years old?
Whatever. He's close.
Yeah, close enough.
Give or take.
Yeah. No, I turned 20 here. So
This is Argentina.
Yeah.
now.
yeah, so
okay.
I remember that clearly. But
He's 19. We'll say he's 19. For the record, let the record state he's 19. Enough, you guys. Stop it with the histrionics.
I was 19.
He's 19.
right.
3 histrionics. Thank you very much. Okay, go ahead.
So
You guys suck at histrionics. You guys can't even do word of the day.
so I got a visa, right, to a student visa, and the only I guess affordable school was at El Paso, Texas.
We call it the El Paso retirement plan in
Yeah,
my
God.
office
Oh my
Why?
God.
Because it's cheap to live there?
because it's so cheap.
Really?
Yeah.
El Paso. You went to El Paso,
El
Texas.
Paso.
You're a Russian Argentine, and you go to El Paso, Texas.
It's the southernmost tip of the
Oh, my God.
Gulf of America.
This
now.
is excellent.
That's
Well played. Well
That was
played.
awesome.
that's where the wind turns around. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like the end of the
the earth.
of
I get it.
of the earth of America. J.C. Penney's had signs on the door saying "We speak English here." I mean,
Holy
this
crap.
is
All right.
Latino community huge.
So what'd you do? You went to J.C. Penney College?
So I went to Rio Grande.
Rio Grande. Rio Grande.
Rio Grande.
Oh, my God. This is
Right,
classic.
I went
Okay.
to Rio Grande.
Yeah.
A bunch of Texans trying to
Right, a bunch of
to-
white people and you.
Right, trying to
Okay.
teach, a bunch of Latino guys how to be, preachers.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not Latino, and but this is cheap, so I'll stay here for a
Yeah.
semester. Pretty soon, I called California because I had a lot of Slavics, Russians that left Argentina and already settled in California. They were all pretty well off. I'm sorry. They were all pretty well off. And they had a Russian Baptist church in Hollywood.
I didn't realize your Russian Baptist church connection ran so deep
Oh,
through your whole story.
oh,
Like, this is how you get around.
oh,
It's like your network.
oh.
That's
Believe me.
amazing.
When
I don't mean to throw you off, but
Right.
it's
Well,
crazy.
when I married Sylvia,
Yeah.
right, her last name is Abraham,
Uh-huh.
and she is not Russian, and my entire family thought and expected that I would,
Friggin' Jew. You married a Jew? Okay.
So, no, actually Arab.
Well,
Yeah.
Abraham.
So that's when I basically just parted ways with the Russian community.
Okay, go back. Wait,
Yeah.
we're
So-
going too far forward. We'll get to Sylvia in a second. We love you, Sylvia. Okay, go back to sort of, you came out here. So you came, why'd you come out to the United States? Like, why'd you come out to SoCal? Like,
Yeah,
what brought you out
so impossible to forge a future in Argentina with the turmoil, with the hyperinflation, with all of the problems, political problems, and I knew that in my heart that system of government or political or whatever wasn't what I wanted for my life. I wanted freedom. I wanted freedom of expression. I wanted to have the good things that Americans had. As a matter of fact, in Argentina, we were prohibited from listening to rock and roll from the United
You
States.
didn't listen to Elvis?
No, we were listening to.
What? By that time, dude, let's get serious. We're in the 70s already. We are in like yacht rock land already.
Yeah,
Let's go.
And we're listening to like old Frank Sinatra or whatever. So all of the American music that I heard in Argentina was about 10 years old.
Well, I get
Yeah.
that. I mean, that sort of makes sense. Like, how'd you get on it? What'd you do? Hop on a plane? How, you had no money. You're going to Rio Grande. Some
Right.
guy tells you, Lyle Eagleson, God bless him.
Right.
But like, then you leave him. Like, how the hell did you get out here?
So
Greyhound?
so I called my aunt in California and I said, I can't
Petra?
stand it here. Right. So my aunt
Maria.
and
Okay.
she goes, okay, well, I'll get the Russians, our church to prepay an airplane ticket. If you go to
Damn Russian Orthodoxes again.
Right.
They're taking care of you.
If you go to McAllen Airport, right, you're going to have a ticket waiting for you at the counter. That, to me, that blew my mind. I mean, in Argentina, you would have to go and triple notarize a ticket to buy a ticket. And over here, you can walk up to a counter and a ticket to your name was waiting for you to get on an airplane.
That's America, brother. Let's go.
Incredible, right? So I said goodbye. I left. I came to California, and
You land in
Rosemead, California.
Rosemead, California.
Right.
People, shout out to
El
Rosemead.
Monte. Right. El Monte. Right.
Let's go.
So Santa Anita and Rosemead
All right.
and all of that. So all of that hood.
Yeah.
Was now my new home.
Okay, I love that. And then you
So-
had to be since the
So-
Russians took care of you, you had to be a preacher boy.
So that
You're
right.
still preaching.
Oh yeah. So then they said, okay, well, we give you work in construction, we give you work in carpentry, and all of the businesses that they started here. We're gonna pay for your tuition at California Baptist College.
Oh,
at
Cal
that time.
Baptist.
Right.
Out in Riverside.
Now it's CBU,
Yeah,
California Baptist University. But there was a caveat, and I hate caveats because they're almost like a moral obligation.
This is a tit for tat.
Right.
Mhm.
So they said, okay, you can go to college there.
What is this?
And-
What is this? Was in Silence of the Lambs. Quid pro quo.
Right.
Quid pro quo.
Sure.
Go ahead. What was the quid pro quo?
So we help you get through college, but every Sunday you come here and you preach to our children Sunday school in Russian.
In Russian.
In Russian.
In Russian.
Right.
There it is. I love
Sure.
it.
Because
I mean,
third
but
gen-
that's like not the worst possible thing that they
No,
could
not
have
at
asked
all.
for.
Let's
Well,
go.
it is when you have a Buick Electra 225 with a 457 engine that it was like, I don't know, half a mile to the gallon.
Okay, fair.
And
How much was petrol here in the United States?
you're an idiot.
Sorry. Well, sorry. So, like, what'd you do? Like, how'd you make money?
So from 5 o'clock in the morning until first class, which was 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I got up. I went to Chino and Norco, and I worked in the dairy farm. And my job was after all of the cows
You was
were
milking
milked.
the cow's teats.
No, after they were milked,
Uh-huh.
there was a healthy 3, 4, 6 inches of poop.
Oh,
So I put
You were
this
shoveling
overall.
it.
I
Yeah.
put this overall in a high pressure hose.
you were shoveling
And
shit. Shoveling shit, going to
Dude.
Cal Baptist University, and then being a Russian preacher on Sundays.
You got it.
Okay, I love this story.
And I showed up for the first class in the morning, smelling like a cowboy. And I had a bumper sticker.
You were a
Right.
gaucho.
I had a bumper sticker in my car that says, "I'm not a cowboy. I just found the hat."
Well, then how long did it take you to get a green card?
Because that's your student visa still,
Oh.
right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So oh god. So I'm in America, right? Total culture shock. Obviously, I wanted nothing to do with speaking Russian, but I had to do it. I wanted nothing to do with speaking Spanish because I knew it well. I said, I just want to be a white boy. I want to be American. I want to be
You want to
here.
assimilate.
I want to assimilate. I want to, I guess, de-socialized and re-socialized in the American way. And harder than what I ever tried, harder than speaking a language or learning words or whatever, is to try to assimilate into a
Okay.
new culture.
Fast forward 45 years, you did amazing. You're excellent. You nailed it.
So from
Yeah,
far
yeah.
away,
There you go. Spoiler alert. You nailed it. All right, sorry.
right, from far away,
Yeah.
I look like a cowboy. I
Yeah,
guess.
you got it. You got
Good.
it all figured out. All right, sorry. Get back to your green card.
So I kept extending my student visa.
Okay.
But here's where it got really, really hard. So I was doing both sociology and religion. Then I changed my major to business. But after a few years, your student visa expires. So I applied for a green card under a convert from student visa to a green card.
Yeah.
That process took me 11 years.
Wow.
So is it easier now or harder now? Like, is that 11 years
No,
seems
it's
like
still
insane.
the same. It's still the same.
Okay. All
You
right.
wait forever.
Pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trump
The-
didn't fix anything?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
Not yet.
All right.
The hardest thing is you can't leave because you're
leave, you can't come
applying
back.
for this, right?
Yeah.
If you leave, you can't come
Oh,
back.
shit. Yeah. Okay.
So by that time, I started my carpet cleaning business when I was in college. I bought a house. My father passed away, and I couldn't go bury him. If I left, I would leave everything that I did
Oh,
here.
my God.
And
That's
never come back.
terrible. I didn't. See, this is the problem with me. Like, I just grew up here and don't know any different. And you had to totally make a really hard choice.
No,
That
it's
sucks.
Yeah, yeah. When you drive
Because
every
you knew
day
you
to go to
couldn't
work,
get back in.
and
Oh my God! I
you
never thought about it that. You just hit me. You hit me square in the face with that.
I used to look at
honestly. I'm having histrionics over here, guys. Like I'm having a minute.
Peter.
What?
I used to look at guys
Yeah.
going to work, right, drinking a Tecate at 7:00 in the morning, and I said, these people
MFers.
were born here,
Right.
with an American passport in their hands,
Right.
and they're drinking beer.
They don't-
and I'm going to work, and
they
they
don't,
don't know.
They don't appreciate
This
it.
is priceless.
I mean, I really don't want to know what you think of my generation onward,
Right. Probably
because
not, right?
I mean, I have a connection with this. You know,
Right.
being from an immigrant parent.
Right.
And so, but even to think that your father passed and you couldn't go back, you
It's
had
the-
to make that choice.
It's the hardest thing that you can, I mean, just to be strong. So that's what I'm saying. Anybody can get here. They can just run down the hill and cross the river and be here. But if you really want to be American,
You got to
you
live
know,
the dream, though.
you got to
put the work.
dream, and you got to put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely right. It's absolutely right. Otherwise, and you talk to people that are worth millions, and you just think about it and you say, well, they do, because they saw the opportunity.
Yeah.
So there's no difference between one human and another here. The only thing that makes you different is opportunity. You
Yep.
put 100 guys in a line and you put in front of them opportunity, 10 guys will step up and 90 will step back and say, I don't want this.
Yeah.
But these keep staying here.
I think I'm a step backer.
No, you're not.
I don't know, man. Alex, you're giving it to me. So question about the whole like green card. Like, is there any did you get any shit for it? Was there any story because you're a good storyteller? Is there anything there get people you'd like flash it to people that, but what the hell are you doing here? Or no? It was just,
I know where you're going with this, but I was driving through Norco, California, and I guess I made the wrong turn, and a cop pulls me over. I get out of the van, and I was cleaning carpets, so I didn't know if I was breaking the law because I was cleaning carpets on a student visa. I had no idea what the guy would do to me, and so I started shaking. And the guy goes, "Why are you shaking?" And I said, "I came from Argentina, and I guess the next step is that you're going to beat me up with your baton over something wrong." And he looked at me. He's going, "Why do you say that?" Because I go, "That's the way it goes. You're supposed to hit me with your baton."
Because you grew up in a military state.
Correct.
So that was what you
Where
would expect.
The cops, right, do not represent the law. They
Yeah.
are the law. Another one is coming back from a Ukrainian wedding in Canada, which I'm not supposed to leave the country while I'm waiting for my visa,
Right.
for my green card. But a whole bunch of Ukrainians from our church decided to go to a Ukrainian wedding, 5-day Ukrainian wedding in Calgary, Canada. And we're coming back. It's like 0 degrees, right? On the way back, 2:00 in the morning. And 6 of my buddies are in the van. They all had green cards because it happened that they were Russian Argentinians like me. I was the only one with still a pending student visa. So I told my friend, and I said, "Let me drive across the border." He goes, "Are you kidding me? You don't have any papers." I said, "Well, I have a California driver's license, so let me drive." So we're driving across the border. We stopped at the gate, and this Canadian immigration officer comes out, shines a flashlight in my face, and they go, "Are you all American citizens?" And I said, "Well, I am. My buddies in the back are not." And they all had green cards.
Aha.
So they had to open the back of the van, everybody ruffling through their backpacks, looking at me, like cussing me out and everything else. They all pass the test. The guy goes, "Well, show me your driver's license." So I show him my driver's license. I go, "Oh, California, okay." Then he notices that the driver's license said AR for previous license expired in Argentina. So he goes, "Oh, what state were you born?" And I look at him and
Arkansas.
I go, "Arkansas."
That's
I-
amazing.
Go.
I swear on my
It's a good thing you
puppy's
didn't say Arkansas,
I know.
or you would have been killed.
That's true.
He goes, "Oh, welcome to the United States." So I came right back in.
In
Yeah.
you go. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, so okay, so that's like
But
you're
that
in the-
was before 9/11,
yes,
right?
right.
So-
You're
Yeah.
19. You're
Yeah.
like we're in the 70s. So 1970. Okay, so so I gotta go political. So you get here, you're hanging out, you're 18, you're 20, whatever it is.
Mhm.
I don't know where we're at. First presidential election. Like what you voted?
Oh my God!
Who
So,
was it?
Yeah, no.
What
So
was
I
it?
landed here, and
Nixon? No, it wasn't Nixon.
well, no, Nixon got ousted, so it was Ford, and then Ford was stepping out.
Ford took over for. Okay, so it was the Ford Carter.
right? Ford
Ford
Carter,
Carter.
right?
Okay,
So
okay.
Carter at the Democratic primary, right? He was running.
Pot, shout out. We did a whole
We did.
episode
We
on
did.
Carter.
On
He
Jimmy
just turned
Carter.
100,
Really?
and then
Passed away.
he subsequently
Poor
decided
guy,
to
right.
kick the bucket.
Well, I basically had to root for him. I couldn't vote for him because I wasn't a citizen, but I was rooting for him. Why? Because he was a Baptist.
Aha.
Yes.
So I go, okay,
yeah,
that's our boy.
that was
right?
our right time, right place president. We did a
Right.
whole thing on him. Yeah.
Right. You know,
That's wild.
yeah.
All
But
right, so
one
Carter was. So
funny
at
thing
one-
about Carter.
Hey, wait, hold on. So wait, you were you once voted blue, my friend.
Well, in my
All
heart,
those
in my
years
heart,
ago.
right, in my heart.
Okay, sorry, we won't
Right.
get political. Sorry, you were going to tell a
But-
story. Sorry.
Now, a story about Carter is that, like in Argentina, if the president was going to speak, they basically just almost shut off your power. They shut off all the TV channels and everything else, and a big emblem from the government comes on TV and says, the president is going to speak, right? So there was a lot of fear and respect for the
Yeah.
authority of
Yeah.
the president or any cop down the street. But fast forward, Carter is the president. This is a funny story, by the way. And I'm watching the Johnny
Carson.
Johnny Carson show.
Yeah.
And Johnny Carson, in his opening monologue, starts making fun on national TV about Carter's hemorrhoids. I guess the president had hemorrhoids that week.
Yeah.
I still remember.
You had no idea what the hell was going on.
No, I got
Right.
fearful.
You were right. You're frustrated.
I started looking at everybody in the room. They're all laughing. I'm looking at the front door saying, anytime the Gestapo is going to bust through the door and
Yeah.
pick us up for laughing at Carter's hemorrhoids. That's how,
Oh my
that's
God,
how
that is-
different it is.
That is classic.
That's
That's so wild.
I'm here.
You know what's kind of wild, like as you tell this story, is just how here in America, and especially, people who are second, third generation here, like they don't have that fear, right?
Uh-huh.
It's our right. We can say and do
Right.
whatever we want. We
Yeah.
can be jerks to the next person, and
We
it's
can.
it's nobody can say anything, but people lived in fear of things that you might say that would come back on you. And what a privilege that we have here in America to be able to.
And this is
Have it.
right. And this is me from a third world country. I didn't come from, like a totally communist controlled country. This
Yeah.
is just a third world country with a demagogue that said,
Yeah.
you're going to respect me because I'm a tyrant.
Right.
This is not
So
China,
then-
Russia. Go ahead.
So then what do you think about America in general? Was it a good choice overall that you
It,
came and
it was. And overall, I had to get, I guess, some balance because you can really be whoever you want here. I mean, you can be a terrorist. You can be, a depraved guy, or you could be president of the United States, or you could be
Dope
a
smoking
preacher.
son of a.
or
sorry.
a dope smoking son of a gun.
Right. Yeah.
You are absolutely free to be whoever you want
So that was hard for you to figure out.
and to choose right.
Really?
Correct.
Fudge. That's crazy.
so then what did you do after college?
So
Because you had to choose
Yeah,
at that point what you
right.
wanted to be.
started working construction. I started to appreciate things like other guys will tell me, you keep your nose to the grindstone, and
Yeah.
then somebody said, oh, have you ever read the book about the millionaire next door? He rides a station wagon. And I go, wow, and honestly, it's not your title, it's not who you become. A lot of friends became lawyers and doctors and such, right? And yet they were still paying their student loans when I
Mhm.
was rolling into my second and third house.
Yeah.
By working. So Have you ever read the book Outliers?
Yeah.
It's the people, right?
Yeah,
The people
yeah.
that open those doors for you. I owe a lot to those people that just open a door.
Yeah.
So when you tell your, 30-second elevator speech, I made it. It's not all you.
Right. It's the community. It's who you
It
know.
is the community who
Yep.
you know, and then it's in your head if you want to go for it or not.
Yeah.
All right. So wait. So you started your own business for a while.
Yeah.
That's how it started.
Yeah.
And then what happened? You kept that going, or you went on to something else?
It was doing pretty good for me,
Mhm.
right? Living hand to mouth, black money, nothing reported, all cash,
Mhm.
janitorial business.
No, you can do that when you're from Arkansas.
Right.
Right.
And,
Right.
just living the life. I mean, I had in 1978, 1979, 80, I had $300, $400, $600 days cleaning apartments and businesses and carpets. In 1982, my best friend from high school, because that's another option I had. Do I marry an American so I become a green card holder, or do I marry the person I want? And it so happened that the person that I really wanted and the person that wanted me was my friend from high school. My high school friend, not sweetheart. My high school friend from Argentina came to visit, and we said, hey, we're friends. So many years. How about if we just get married? And we both stay here waiting for some kind of a green card so we can become American citizens. So I married Sylvia in 1982.
We love Sylvia. Sylvia is awesome. How did you? So you high school?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you didn't necessarily drag her up here, but
No,
she wanted to visit.
She actually, what happened was funny, but she was a chaperone for Miss Argentina in Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico is USA, so she got a USA visa. She thought that USA, it's all USA. Well, from Puerto Rico to California, it's like 5,000 miles.
Yeah.
And she goes, hey, are you going to be home? I have a U.S. visa. And I said, where are you going to be?
And you're like, yeah, I'm going to be home.
Yeah. So,
Why
yeah,
don't
she
you
came over to see me.
Come over to my place.
Right.
And then you Netflixed and chilled before there was Netflix.
Why don't we get married a little
Right.
bit?
So let's do this.
See how...
So, how did you
By
know?
the way, just
what?
last week we had our 42nd anniversary.
Oh, cheers.
43rd.
43rd anniversary.
Cheers to
43rd
you, brother.
But
Let's
it's one of
go.
those marriages where you guys grew together, right?
Absolutely.
Like
that.
you both started not with nothing because you had already started
Right.
your business and stuff, but you grew
Oh,
from
absolutely.
made the life that you guys wanted
Right.
together.
Right.
So then, at what point in your life did you know that you made it?
When you made it here in America, brother.
Okay, there's one point I have to make. I was at
Go.
California Baptist College on the third floor looking out my window. I didn't have enough money to go and buy another tube of toothpaste. And I'm looking out and I'm going, I wonder where I'm going to be in the year 2000. And if I'm going to have a car or not, because I didn't have a car going to college. And if I would have a house, because if it's hard to buy a tube of toothpaste, how much harder will it be to have things, right? To buy a bottle of whiskey, look out the front window and look at your car and swirl a glass of whiskey out of your own bar. I'll never forget that vision. I think that as soon as I started working for a restaurant chain, and they said, we'll pay you $1,150 a month plus all of the bonuses off of the profits you make, because I started as a general manager. And I could purchase my own car. And I said, with the stability, the economic stability that you have, I think that if I can achieve stability, then I can achieve security. And after security, I can achieve financial freedom. And in those stages, I knew that you could go maybe 5 to 7 to 10 years on each stage, but that I would be pretty comfortable.
That you'd be okay.
Pretty comfortable without being...
So it started all the way back when you were probably in your early 20s.
Oh, absolutely.
But then it sort of cemented itself
right
as you moved on through sort of trying your own businesses and then ended up as a GM of restaurant chains.
Well, when you see that you can go to a clothing store in those days and you saw a 3-piece suit and you could put it on layaway So you give him $5 and start paying $5 every Friday until the suit is yours. But where I was coming from in Argentina, that was impossible to do. 1 week before, my mom picked up a bag of rice and liter of oil.
Oh my God,
and some eggs.
the Pope's toilet.
Right.
The Pope's toilet. I know that's a Uruguayan story, but like very similar.
That money was as much as my father a week prior paid for a truck tire. That's how fast inflation was going. And over here, when I bought my first house, interest rate was 13%.
Yeah, right. Seriously.
Big deal.
People have
Right.
no idea.
So I
Right.
bought the house. And they go, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? 13% inflation?" And I said, "It's 1,500% in Argentina
Right.
until it goes to 25% here.
Perspective.
I'm not
I'm not
Perspective.
moving to
Right.
Canada
I'm
or
not doing anything.
Australia."
Right.
All right. So far you're like, I don't know. I'm trying to keep up. 27, maybe 28 years old. So go back to that time in your head. So looking back from that
Mhm.
time, right? So we're maybe 1983, 1985. I don't know, around there.
Right.
What's the biggest takeaway you learned at that time? Not
Mhm.
yet, not
Right.
when you're this old, but back
Right.
then, like when you moved to America, like by the early 80s. Biggest takeaway.
Absolutely that there's stability, there's freedom, and there's a future. I mean, I don't care. The rest of Europe and Latin America, yeah, they enjoy long vacations or outings, or not going to work on a Monday morning because your favorite soccer team wins on a Sunday.
Right? Boca Juniors.
Right. And over here, like, people work Monday through Friday. But guess what? Those weekends, those long weekends, you have jet skis, you have motorhomes, you have the river, you have
Can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I love
And
it.
that kept me going. And I said, I know that this lifestyle is secure. It's just great.
Good for you. I love that so far. We got to stop though, because we got a whole to be continued for this one. Because this is insane. I mean,
But
I
it's fascinating.
No, your
I don't
story's
wanna
amazing.
stop.
I just
I don't want to stop.
we got to cut this into 2 apps, dude.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
there's a lot of other shit we have to go over, and like our listeners don't want to listen for more than like 40 minutes. So we got to still get through Sasha,
Mm-hmm.
right? We got to get through having your
Yes.
kid, starting your career in the beauty industry. Because
Right.
I mean, folks, who are we kidding? Me and Alex go back 30 years in the beauty industry. Missionary work, all your missionary work here and then abroad. Rotary Club.
Right.
We talked about the Rotary Club for a minute, but we're going to talk all about the Rotary Club. And then just sort of like now you're like old man wisdom. I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in an excellent way. Like all the wisdom that you can share, like now looking back,
Right.
like not when you were in the 80s, now in 2025 looking back, right?
Sure.
Like, so I think that in itself is like a whole nother 45 minutes. So stick around, people. We got part 2 in a few weeks.
Okay.
Well,
I
great.
guess.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, not yet.
Oh.
Okay. I guess we can call it a wrap then for this episode 1, because you're promising me episode 2.
We're going to do episode 2.
But
Promise.
before we end, can we do some fun facts? Are there even fun facts?
How do I have fun facts about Alex? What are you talking about?
I mean,
don't
not
have
necessarily
crap
about
about
Alex, but it can be like Argentina in general. 'Cause I feel like
I
that
did
is-
say I saved some fun facts about Argentina.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'll do some quick fun facts about Argentina. Alex, tell me if you know these or not. Okay. So this is where we like sort of like just do some crap that people could take away and have a little fun with. Argentine. Pause.
Don't knock your shit.
I just knocked it.
That's Japanese whiskey.
Yeah, it's all right. It's like not excellent.
Bo turned me into this.
I love Japanese whiskey. I don't like this specific brand so much. This is a cheaper brand. All right. So Alex, first one. Alex, did you know Argentine immigrants make up one of the smallest portions of the Hispanic Latino population in the United States, with only approximately 300,000 people of Argentine descent here in America? And despite these smaller numbers, they have had a significant cultural impact because they are loud AF, as you know. Only 300,000.
Wow.
I thought it would be a lot more than that. Did you know how many there were?
No, I probably figured it's a small number.
Yeah,
but-
más o menos.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. How, maybe it's 500,000 now, but yeah. Okay. Number 2, Argentine immigrants in the U.S. have higher levels of education compared to other immigrant groups. Many hold advanced degrees and are employed in fields such as, like you were saying, engineering, medicine, and business. What the hell happened to you?
I mean, he took the business one, and I would give him in the beauty industry the engineering one.
Oh my God, fine.
I should have paid attention.
No.
in Rio
Rio
Grande.
Right.
Right. Okay. Sorry. All right. Number 3. The largest Argentine communities are in Florida, especially Miami, California, Los Angeles, and New York. California, Los Angeles, of course, and New York. Miami is sometimes called Little Buenos Aires because of its large Argentine population. And super fun fact, did you know that Miami hosts an Argentine Flag Day celebration every June 20th, honoring Argentina's national flag and cultures with parades, food, and music? We need to move to Miami, dude.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
go.
awesome.
That's
Or
how-
you should just start your own little celebration
Like a little
here.
parade.
Right.
Dude,
Yeah.
That's why Messi
Or a
went to
restaurant,
Inter
like a Tango
Miami.
Grill.
That's why
Oh, that
Messi's
would
down
make
in
sense.
Miami
It
now.
is.
That makes
Yes.
sense.
Yes,
They
yes.
have that huge Argentine
Yeah.
community. I didn't even thought of
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
The
The whole
four.
economy boosted there.
Yeah, of
When you
course.
go, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, because, like, what? Okay. I don't want to get off track, but I mean, the whole reason he's doing this whole thing is so he can own a new soccer club in the United States. Okay. Number 4, Argentines have brought their super cool culture to the United States. That's what we were talking about earlier, particularly through food, empanadas, asado, dulce de leche.
Right.
How did we not talk about dulce de leche? Many Argentine immigrants in the United States are entrepreneurs. Thank you, Alex. Especially in the restaurant industry. I chat GPT'd that shit, and that is your life.
Right.
That's hysterical. All right. So apparently you started in the right place. And speaking of tango, did you know? Wait. Oh, sorry. Record this later. And music like tango. And speaking of tango, did you know that Argentine tango festivals are held every year in both New York and Chicago? They're getting like really famous. I don't. Have you gone to see one? I got to go see one. I didn't go.
I haven't there, but yeah, I know.
I think we're gonna do.
Tango's
I think we're going.
Yeah.
Let's go. And finally, okay, number 5. As we said earlier, Argentina is famous for its Malbec wine, and Argentine immigrants have helped promote Argentine wines in the United States, leading to their popularity in American wine culture. Between 2004 and 2018, Malbec exports from Argentina to the United States increased 500% in volume and 800% in value. So, dude, get on the Malbec train if you haven't already.
I love this.
Right?
I
Go
love
to
it.
Bevmo.
Let's go. Right. Let's go. Let's own some stock. Let's get some stock.
I love that I've learned a little bit more about Argentina than I knew when we first started this episode. But Pete, I really feel like we need to have some call to action. Or do we just say to be continued?
I don't even know.
Because, like,
here.
what's the protocol?
No protocol. I don't even know. We're totally going rogue here. I did put something together for our listeners who might want to learn a little something more about Argentina before we get to the second half of the series. Should I do that?
Yeah. Why don't you tie it with a little bow?
Okay. All right. Okay. So first, go watch The Secret in Their Eyes, or El Secreto de Sus Ojos.
Yes.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, it came out in 2009. It won Oscars, people. It showcases Argentine culture, history, and the nation's complicated political backdrop, as Alex was saying, during the 1970s. Or watch Argentina 1985. I just saw that one. It was frigging amazing. It's about how Argentina was returning to democracy and the whole trial of the military dictatorship before that.
Which I was already here.
Oh, my God. Excellent. Both of them, excellent movies. Okay, or if you're into reading instead of movies, read Imagining Argentina by Lawrence Thornton, a novel set during Argentina's dirty war in the 1970s. It's a really good historical fiction novel that gives some context of the challenges immigrants faced during that time. Yes.
Another movie I would recommend is
Yeah.
The Two Popes.
Oh, unbelievable. Yes, absolutely. Have you seen this, Amanda? No, add this to your queue.
Just
Okay,
know
so-
that, yes.
Okay.
Just know that.
It is, oh my gosh, who,
Pope
Anthony,
Francis.
Anthony Hopkins
Yeah.
is Pope Benedict.
Right.
I forget who plays Pope Francis. Unbelievable.
But
Yes.
Pope Francis, right.
I'm
Pope
going to watch
Francis-
it again. I'm going to watch it again.
Before I left Argentina, I had a close proximity to Pope Francis because he was a ghetto missionary.
Well,
a
you knew
ghetto
Brother
priest.
Andrew. I mean, might as well.
But
Yeah, you're
I was
hanging out
into
with
God
those folks.
smuggling, right? But this guy was a ghetto priest.
Huh.
And so just to understand what kind of socialist ideas he brings to the Vatican today, you got to watch it because he
Okay.
was,
It's excellent.
oh, definitely.
So well done. And he's so humble. Okay. Also, visit a local Argentine restaurant. Oh, no. Also, If you're in New York or LA, visit a museum. The Tenement Museum in New York or the Museum of Latin America, MOLLA in California. Both have highlights of Latin American immigrant stories, some specifically related to Argentine immigrants. While you're there, ask about Argentina's National Commission on Disappeared Persons. That's a real thing. 30,000 people disappeared during this military dictatorship. Disappeared. Unbelievable. And if you watch any of the movies we were talking about, it's all in there.
Always on that list.
It's unbelievable, right? And here you are. Visit a local Argentine restaurant, try empanadas, asado, or dulce de leche. We can all meet at Patagonia in Orange. Let's go, where this podcast was born. Or if you're super bold, take a tango class at a local dance studio or attend a tango night. You can find them almost anywhere. And finally, if you're really bold, just go visit Iguazu Falls, one of the world's most incredible natural wonders. Way, way better than Niagara Falls, people. Let's go.
And there you have it, fellow listeners. A heartfelt and fascinating first leg of the journey through the life of a dear friend whose story spans continents, cultures, and eras. From growing up in politically turbulent 1960s. From growing up in the politically turbulent 1960s Argentina as the child of Russian immigrants to boldly moving to the United States at just 18 to pursue college and a fresh start. This episode has been a deep dive into resilience, identity, and the pursuit of new beginnings. If we've done our job today, you're walking away with not just a glimpse into one man's extraordinary journey, but a broader appreciation for how history and personal stories intertwine. Whether it's navigating the challenges of immigration, finding your place in a new world, or carrying forward the legacy of those who came before, the message is clear. Life's path is never linear, but it's always worth the walk. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who appreciates a story that's equal parts inspiring and thought-provoking. And remember, every life, no matter how far it travels, holds lessons worth uncovering. Until next time, stay curious and stay inspired.
Ba-da.